So I'm going to bring a unique perspective here for you today. As someone in recovery from alcoholism, addiction, a crazy life, including narcissism, you can't really be an addict without being a narcissist or turning into one. But when I look at these traits, they say you need 5 of 9 to be considered full-blown NPD, narcissistic personality disorder. I believe I had 8 of 9 of them, maybe even 9 of 9 of them. So I thought it'd be interesting to walk you through. Now, again, disclaimer, this is the guy I used to be years ago, not the guy I am today. I think I'm pretty humble today, try to be, full of humility, prayer, surrender, every day, working 12-step recovery, which in my opinion is the only way out of having NPD, of full-blown narcissism. So anyhow, I'm going to walk you through this list and kind of tell you how these traits expressed themselves in me and my behavior back then, how it affected others around me, and just what it felt like to live that way in that skin for so long. And it was pretty miserable, but when you're in that place, and here's one thing to know, you don't know. You just think this is how the world works and no one else gets it. So anyhow, let's get started. I'm going to pop them up here on the screen and go through them one by one with you, and we'll knock these out. And again, just let you know my experience with these traits and what it felt like to be living this way. So let's go ahead and get started, okay? So 1, a grandiose logic of self-importance. I would also say a grandiose sense of self-importance. So yeah, this one, I can remember being a little kid and feeling, now it was a bad way back then, like 3rd grade, that there was something wrong with me, something bad about me. Like I was just different than other kids. It was too painful. It still hurts today, but it was too painful back then and growing up all those years to accept the truth of that, which is that maybe I'm just a terrible, bad person. Maybe I'm worse than everyone else. I had to turn that around in my mind and think, maybe there's something special about me. No one just gets me. Fuck all of them. I am the best. I'm awesome. And that sort of defense mechanism, right? I mean, that's the armor, the chink, the chip on my shoulder that I bore for a long time. No, I'm not different than other people. I'm just special. There's something special about me. That's why I feel weird. That's why I feel out of place. I don't belong here. I belong with other special people or in this crazy special places. I'm special. I'm a unique, special master. It's almost embarrassing to say this to you. I'm just being honest. That's kind of what it felt like, and that's all I can think of. Remember it. That's where it stemmed from, is what I can think of. That's when I remember specifically feeling like different than other people. This is connected, and a lot of narcissism is connected to addiction or drug abuse. And when I first started drinking alcohol, it tempered those feelings a lot. I felt like, whoa. And I kind of felt more like other people. It took some of that, like that bubble around me away. It was like this bubble around me that I'm just unique. I'm different. And just to live and survive, I couldn't tell myself, I'm bad all the time. I turned it around in my mind and thought, no, I'm just special. I'm just different. So that's where that comes from, and that's what that feels like. And it's now I realize, in my opinion, comes from a place of emptiness, of low self-esteem, of lack of knowledge of self, just lack of, I felt like I just wasn't like other people. I didn't have what it takes to behave like other people did, to make friends, to do good, to behave. I was, like an ADD kid in school. So anyhow, I turned that around and made myself unique and special. And that's why, I felt like I didn't belong with other people, was because I was better than them. So pretty screwed up, right? Let's go to number 2, a fixation with fantasies of infinite success, control, brilliance, beauty, or idyllic love. Yeah. So I can speak to this from the lens of addiction. And I was waiting for something to save me all the time. I felt like in my daily life, my daily choices, my daily bland living, I didn't have what it takes. I couldn't figure out how to achieve good things. I wanted a shortcut in life. I wanted a lottery ticket to life. I didn't have what it takes to be disciplined, to be consistent, to learn things. I didn't want to take the long way. I didn't want to take the long cut. I wanted the shortcut. And I would just sit on, for me, it became at a party or a bar stool, and I would just dream of a life that I felt was owed to me, a life I didn't have, and that someday I would just basically be God, and I would be able to just control everything, and the people who thought bad of me would just bow at my feet. Every woman who wronged me would just worship me and cry, please. It's embarrassing talking about this, but that's what it was. I mean, it was just fantasies of just, since, I'm different than other people, I'm going to best them. They don't want me. It's because I'm better than them, and I'm going to show them. And I would just fantasize about just somehow snapping my fingers and having it all and being able to be better than everyone else and them seeing it, rubbing their faces in it and not having to care anymore. And again, I think part of this for me was just based out of the fact that I had zero confidence in my ability to actually make things happen in life. I didn't think I had what it takes to succeed like my father did in business. I never felt good enough. I couldn't behave in school. I was an underachiever, really book smart, but my grades were bad and I misbehaved in class, and everything I did just seemed wrong. And then I felt this bubble around me. I felt different than other people. And then that made me like hypersensitive to any kind of weird looks or judgments. And if you can kind of tell, it's a very selfish way of living. Everything's about me, me, me. The world revolves around me, me, me. And the way out of this was fantasies of, boom, conquering everyone, running everything, having money and power and sex and women. And it's like hitting the lottery for a narcissist. It wasn't like the money to some people, the lottery's enough. No, I needed infinite lottery, everything times everything. And that's what that is. It's just trying to it's really deep down. It's miserable being you, and you want to hit the lottery on all fronts to just flip it around and be able to run everything and shove everyone's face in it. I hope that makes sense. This might not make sense to someone who hasn't been in these circumstances before, who hasn't gone through this, but it's a lot, huh? A credence that he or she's extraordinary and exceptional can only be understood or should connect with other extraordinary and people institutions. Okay, so this is kind of sad, but I agree with this. I did think that there was, again, like I said, it's not that I couldn't accept that I felt worse than other people, everyone. I had to change that around to survive, and I changed it into I'm just different and I'm better in a lot of ways. I just can't be understood by them. I need other people who are special and can understand me. And for me, that turned into other alcoholics, other partiers, other ragers, other, dreamers who were never going to achieve anything, people who sat on the bar stool and wanted to run the world, other narcissists, and hostages, women. I wanted to just, I believed that there was something special about me, and I just had to find the exact special people, and I could then conquer the world. And really, that became a very lonely life because those people aren't out there. And the longer you go, the less and less people I had around me, and the worse and worse quality these people became. So, yeah, it makes for a very lonely life. I didn't have a lot of friends because I would just think that they're not special enough for me, or they don't really get me. They don't really get me because I'm so unique and special. It's tough even talking with you guys about this. It brings up some painful memories. It's kind of triggering. But yeah, that was a lot. That was a lot. So I had very few friends. Even though I was lonely, I would push people away because they just didn't get me because I was such an enigma, so unique. Let's go to the next one. A desire for unwarranted admiration. Yeah, I was achieving shite with my life. Shit. Like I said, I became an alcoholic around 18, 19. Now, I didn't live under a bridge or anything. I probably would have if my parents didn't keep bailing me out. But I was a party boy, totally irresponsible with money, with my drinking, consequences, DUIs, arrests, all of it. Awful existence. Was not taking care of my child. I just couldn't get it together. I could not get it together. But yet, I still thought people should worship me because I'm awesome. Can't they tell I'm just awesome? They just don't get it. I'm awesome. Everything I'm doing is awesome. And I don't understand that. As I'm saying to you right now, I don't understand what that was about. But This is addictive. This is addicts. I mean, there's a lot of addicts and NPDs cross. So you really, like someone said on one of my videos, they can't even diagnose someone with NPD while they're in active addiction because the behaviors are so similar. I would just do awful, awful things and still thought that I should be praised or given attention or forgiven every single time because I'm just so special and cool. Don't they get it? So yeah, that's all I can say about that one. Yeah, and a sense of entitlement. So yeah, exactly. I used to feel like the world owed me everything. I really did. I thought that I should have to just for being born, I deserve everything anyone else ever had. If another human being had it, why can't I have it right now? Like, why can't I have it? That's not fair. And again, I think, in my opinion, my experience, this is from just feeling like I wasn't capable of those things. So I was angry and resentful and jaded because I felt deep down, and when I really looked, I was not capable of those things. I had no clue how to get those things. I had no clue how to get a good life. I had no clue how to like be loyal and faithful and support my children and work a steady job or build a business and have discipline and consistency. I had no idea how to do any of these things. All I knew how to do was follow my instinctual drives for sex and attention and acceptance and booze. And that's all I knew how to do. And I thought that's all that life was about. Don't other people feel these things? Like, what the heck? So anyhow, yeah, I felt like I was entitled to everything without working for it. Terrible way to live. Terrible way to live. You don't make a lot of friends, good friends, that way. A lot of people don't want to be around you. Interpersonally oppressive behavior. So this is one I don't think I had much. I mean, I in my opinion, I kind of have a soft heart. I always kind of did have a soft heart. I would be haughty and arrogant, but I really would feel sorry for people sometimes and try to help them out or listen to them. On occasion, though, in relationships with women, if I got angry enough, I might be a little oppressive, never abusive or anything, but I could yell sometimes or put someone down. So I will say that, but I don't think it was full blown to call it oppressive. So unfortunately for me, fortunately, that was not one I can really think much of. No form of empathy. So I can say this about that one. I only felt empathy when it suited me. Does that make sense? Like, if there was something I wanted out of the deal, then I would feign or feel empathy. If it was a woman I hurt and I wanted her to stay with me or I wanted sex from her, sure, I'd be empathetic. I would listen really hard and try to be empathetic. I do have to admit, though, yeah, I mean, that might be one of them for me because back then, even guy friends, great friends of mine, if they told me something extremely bad they were going through, I wasn't great at listening. I would just be waiting for my turn to talk or think of what I wanted to say in response to them and not really dwell on how they were feeling at that moment. That's true. So that might be one for me. It wasn't extreme. That's just maybe because I was a narcissist and I could be a great talker sometimes and fake it. But yeah, I had a hard time listening to people. And as far as putting myself in their shoes, yeah, I guess I only did it well when it was useful for me, when there was something that I wanted, when I wanted her to come back and not leave. Or if there was someone that I wanted to impress someone or make them like me so I could get something from them later. So I will say that. Let's go. We're getting down the list here. Resentment of others or a conviction that others are resentful of him or her. Yeah. So like I said earlier, I was extremely sensitive to judgment because I thought I was different and that people could tell. Like I was something different about me. I was just unique. I was weird in a way. And other people just don't understand because they all suck. So I was like resentful that other people just were basically in existence. Don't they get me? Like, why can't they understand me? If they really got me, they would worship me and beg me to be their friend and give me great jobs and give me everything I want. Every woman in the world would want to be with me if she just knew who I was. It's embarrassing telling you these things, but that's how I thought. Now, all these feelings I'm talking about, as I got a little older, they started to soften naturally, I guess just with maturity. But when I was in my 20s, like, These were extremely strong in my early 30s too. But again, in my early 30s, they started to soften a little bit. Once I started getting sober, they softened more. And then now, as life has crushed me in sobriety and learning 12-step recovery and humility, these things have greatly, greatly faded. But yeah, I thought everyone was kind of jealous. Everyone didn't like me or had something against me because I was so awesome, and they just didn't understand me. That's the best way I can explain it. It's hard to even explain these things once you're out of it, but that is definitely a thing. Basically, like, the whole world is against you, but you're better than the whole world at the same time. So it's a constant fight. It's a constant struggle. It's a constant battle, and it's a constant projection of arrogant, I don't give a fuck attitude because they're all against me. And I have to just not give a fuck and do me no matter what it takes, and walk all over who I have to, take what I have to, do what I have to, fuck the consequences. So yeah, there you go. I mean, that's big right there. And that's a big part of recovery. I want to say another point on resentment. That's a big part of sobriety, of getting sober, is dropping these resentments, because the anger, the resentment will eat you alive. It will eat you up. Even when you stop behaving narcissistically, when you get out of addiction, when you follow 12-step recovery, when you gain humility, if you're still beset by these feelings of resentment and anger and vengeance, it will eat you up, and you will not be happy. And either you will drink and drug and behave like a narcissist again, or you'll just be fucking miserable. And that's the place I was for a while in sobriety. So it's very important to note. A display of egotistical and conceited behaviors or attitudes. Yeah, so that rounds them all out. Exactly. I felt like I was just special and entitled. I wouldn't really say this out loud because I know people would think I was insane, but deep in my head, I thought I was entitled to anything and everything I want. If another human being in the world had it, if it was like, you can take 10 different human beings who had everything I wanted, I should have everything they all have right now, and I should have it all right now. Why don't I have it? This sucks. Life sucks. I need to go get laid, get drunk, start a business, blah, 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 anything I could to try to just get out of what my current life was at any given moment. I just couldn't, and now I can say this. Back then, I wouldn't have told you that. I couldn't stand being who I was at any second of any day. I wanted to be someone different. I wanted to be who I thought I really should be, which is this unique, amazing, most special person in the world who had everything they ever wanted. And the more I talk about this on this video, the more I realize what a fucking narcissist I was. I mean, it's insane. It's insane. And I'm so different today, I promise you. And I talked about in my last video. If you get into 12-step recovery, now, if not, there's all sorts of different recovery models and programs out there. All sorts of different. You don't have to do AA or even, NA. There's all sorts of different styles of recovery, not just 12-step now, but any program that's going to give you a huge daily dose of humility and surrender is what you need. There's nothing else I can think of that would have made these changes for me that I've made. When I went through this list with you, I can't believe that I was this person, and I can't believe how different I am today. Now, are there some things I still struggle with? Sure. I'm going through a hard time in life right now. I've been going through a really crappy breakup, infidelity on her end, and it's been really tough. And there's a part of me when I'm going through depression, or just getting maybe some angry about some kind of situation, that wants to kind of go back to these old attitudes because it felt kind of good, right? That was like a shield, man. That stuff is a strong shield against pain. You turn the whole world around on itself and screw all you, and you use that as like motivation to go forward. And it can blind you to things, and it can kind of push those emotions away. But that didn't serve me. All I did was hurt people, hurt myself, accomplish nothing, get nowhere, end up alone, and just causing pain to the people I really love around me. So I can't live that way anymore. All I have is the 24 hours ahead every single day to be the absolute best person I can be. And the actions I take in this 24 hours and the next 24 hours are going to create the rest of my life. And that's all I got for you today. And more on that to come, right? But anyways, I wanted to walk you through that list and, just show you what it feels like to have those traits as a man who used to be a super narcissist, even more so I found out now making this video. So thanks so much for listening, guys. I'll connect with you next time. Again, if you're suffering from this, as someone you know is suffering from this, it is not fun. Please try to get help. Please get a spirituality, religion, 12-step, anything you can. Find the true meaning of the word humility, which to me is accepting I'm just like everyone else. There's nothing especially good or bad about me. I'm just like everyone else in this world. I have every opportunity everyone else does, and all I can do is make every single day and every single decision just the best I can. And that's how I can move forward and not behave like this anymore. So anyhow, thanks so much, guys. I'll let you go. Have an amazing night. See you next time. Bye-bye.